Save the pig! What the heck? A pig with a party hat. Hello, Mr. Piggy. The secret piggy. Save the pig, the game. The whole game you're trying to save the pig's life. Help!
Because if this joystick is broken, I'm going to be even more angry. Because I paid over $300 fucking for this joystick. I've only used it for not even 2 months yet. And if you're going to tell me that this joystick is broken, someone's getting their ass beat. Because that's bullshit. A fucking $300 joystick is having problems only 2 months into being used. Yeah, I'm going to have some real problems. I'm very upset about that situation. That's too much money to be investing in a piece of equipment for it to already have these kind of issues. So, I really hope that it's not the case. But maybe it is. If it is, I'm just wondering if it is that button. Like I said, if it's weird, if I'm doing quarter circle back light punch and the game is saying parry, that's not even the same buttons. But it makes me feel like it may be the shortcut button malfunctioning. And is it not true, in Street Fighter 6, can you disable the shortcut button? I think you can, right? Because what I might do is I only use 6 buttons. I don't use any shortcuts in Street Fighter 6 at all. I just use the 3 punches and the 3 kicks. So maybe if I map those 2 extra buttons to being blank, then it would eliminate the problem, right? It would be, there won't be any false inputs if I just turn them off. Because I never use them anyway. So why have these extra buttons and more opportunities for a malfunction, right?
Phil likes to get dildos up his butt.
By the way, today, my goal is, even if things go wrong, and even if things, I lose a ton, to try to not lose my cool. It's just a game. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. I'm not going to hopefully let it get to me like I did on Wednesday, where I was getting really, really upset. A lot of people had actually said that they think that I need significant time away from my streams, and I'm like, I think it's the opposite. I think it's just that I need to learn to manage anger well, and, Street Fighter, when things go well with Street Fighter, that's like my outlet to feel like, wow, I put a lot of time and effort and skill into this, and I win the match, and it's super good, right? But then in Street Fighter, if I just can't get things going, it's one thing if it's 1 match or 2. If it's like 10 matches in a row and the fucking thing will not work, it really kills me. It makes me get so frustrated because I feel like I'm wasting my time. I don't like putting out content that I feel has no meaning. I'm gonna repeat that for all of you, okay? I really don't like putting out content that I feel has no meaning. And that is the major difference between me and probably the vast majority of people on the internet who make content for YouTube, is that a lot of them just don't care. They just put out whatever, as long as someone watches it and they make money on it, they don't care what it is. They'll sit there taking a shit and record it. They'll sit there screaming at a camera. They'll act like an idiot. They'll make completely fluff garbage. They'll watch someone else's content and go, as long as you watch it and they make money on it, they don't care. That's what they do.
That's like me, right? That's like me.
Me, I want to be putting out meaningful content for you. If I feel like I put out something that's crappy or worthless, it hurts me. Because I don't want to waste your time as my viewing audience. Do you understand? And I do feel like earlier this week on Wednesday, most of the time that I was playing with Aki was a waste of time because I knew what I was doing and I knew the combos and I knew what to do in the situation and I couldn't execute on it. And that's terrible. That's the worst feeling. It feels like my hands were tied and I couldn't even move properly or whatever. You know what I mean? So I am hoping that things are better tonight on the late stream. Alright, I really hope you'll join me. We'll give it another shot. We'll have to find out and go from there. So, let's see what happens. 6:45 p.m. tonight, Aki returns in Street Fighter 6 for Friday Night Fights. I go back to ranked and we try to do better this time. And I hope that I can do better this time. We're going to have to find out, okay? Alright. Tomorrow is something different. For the final day of September, tomorrow, I'm going to be playing the Separate Ways DLC in Resident Evil 4 Remake.
I can't wait.
By the way, this is absolutely hilarious. I'm just going to say this. My trolls on the internet hate the fact that I say that my content is meaningful. Do you want to know why they hate that? Because they can't possibly believe that the thing that I do on the internet that they most hate, because they are losers in life, is actually meaningful to some people. They can't stand it. I make meaningful content. I actually design my content to be meaningful for my audience. That's why I call it curated content. That's why I don't put out fluff garbage content. Deal with it, motherfuckers. You're all losers. Every one of you out there that feels, oh, you feel like pain when I say meaningful content. That's why I'm different from you. Because I actually do positive things that mean something to someone. While all you do is shit on the internet. You are scum. And my content's better than yours. Oh well. Let's continue.
Oh my god, he's drinking piss. Yes.
For those who don't know, Ed Boon, he's, basically at the head of NetherRealm. He's the person who's been with Midway since the 90s when they first started making the original Mortal Kombat. That's why they got Noob Saibot. It's Ed Boon and John Tobias, and Ed Boon's still with the company, right? So, I swear to God he posted this up. I swear to God I'm not making this up. Once again, thank you for all your feedback with MK1. You're helping us make the game better every day. The Player 1 Advantage bug has been fixed, and update is being prepped for release very soon. We'll keep you all posted. You understand what he's saying, right? He's literally admitting that they are inept as game developers and didn't know that this bug existed in their competitive fighting game. And he's thanking the community for putting in the amount of time and effort to discover it so they could fix it. They couldn't be bothered before they released the game. But they're thanking the community for doing the work for them. That's literally what he just said in that social media post. Thank you for doing our work. Because we couldn't be bothered to put out a fucking functioning fighting game that you bought. Like, I read it, I'm like, does he realize what he just posted? I mean, he posted it in a way that was positive to sugarcoat it, but literally that's exactly what he just said. We're inept. We didn't know that our own game was not balanced and it was broken. Thank you for discovering it so fast.
Oh, that's good. I love that, Jen.
Is he not aware that there was a bunch of launch week tournaments that are completely invalid? Like, literally, the results don't matter because player 2 couldn't do the combos while player 1 could. What a fucking asshole. I mean, really, that's fucked up. How can he justify that he released a game that the community had to discover was broken so they could fix it? And, I hate to say it. Really, I hate to say it, okay? This is sadly a situation where I feel like now the consumers have been desensitized because we have so many games now that are released broken, and it's on us to be the playtesters, despite the fact that they were supposed to already do their playtesting and development before that game was sold and purchased. We end up being the playtesters. And that's unacceptable. A game should come out fully fucking functional. Yes, if you found a nuanced bug, like, oh, in this incredibly rare situation, there's a corner in the game that has a hole in it, and you could accidentally hit it, and now you get sucked into the hole, your game crashes. And it only happens once to every 1,000 players or something. Okay, I get it. This is a fundamental piece of coding in the game that was broken. For a competitive fighting game to not know that one player has an advantage over the other, you failed as a game developer. You shouldn't make competitive games. You can't do it. You suck.
But a lot of salt, definitely a lot of sodium flavor.
You shouldn't... this should be a huge, big smite against their reputation. A big black mark against them that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. No one's saying anything. Everyone's acting like it didn't happen. That's fine. It's fine. What if no one discovered the bug, right? What if no one figured it out? What if they didn't have such an insanely dedicated community that playtest the shit out of these games after they come out to figure it out? You would have had this game go out, and for the entire time it ran, would have had an unfair advantage. It would have been a completely meaningless game, and no one would have been the wiser.
Oh my god, he's drinking AIDS.
Am I glad they fixed it? Yes. But I'm fucking infuriated that it was the gamers who bought the game that had to figure it out and do their job for them. Seriously, Ed Boon should be literally being interrogated and treated like, what the fuck did you do? What have you been doing all this time? Why did you put out a game like this? And why is no one questioning Ed on why the game is nowhere near as good as Street Fighter 6? Where is the complexity? Where are the gameplay elements to make it on par with your contemporaries? Why is the netcode so much worse in Mortal Kombat 1 compared to Street Fighter 6? Why is no one asking him these questions? Instead, you want to know what he's busy doing? He's posting up on social media. Look at all these game sites that ranked our game 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. And every site is a game site that doesn't understand fighting games. It's hilarious. Not one fighting game website is giving it a 9 or 10 out of 10. So he doesn't list those. He only lists the glowing reviews from the sites that fucking don't know better because they're ignorant idiots. I'm just, it really infuriates me. I really do, because I just don't like seeing stuff like that, right? I don't. You have to, absolutely positively in the modern day, you have to hold people accountable. Because if you don't, they will get away with it, and they will continue with the bad behaviors. We have seen this time and time again in the last decade with game development, that a game developer puts out a bad game, or an inferior game, or a half-finished game, and because of hype, or marketing, or spin, that game still becomes popular and sells, and then you get 10 more like it. Not only just from the same company, but everyone else that wants to follow suit, right? Mortal Kombat 1 is a joke compared to Street Fighter 6. It is not good at all. I'm sorry. It is not even anywhere near competition, but you wouldn't hear that from anyone who's notable because everyone wants to keep their lips zipped so they don't get blacklisted. It's crap. The game is laggy. The game is simplistic. The game plays horribly. it's a step back for the franchise, and now it's had game-breaking bugs that we just, oh, it's fine, forgive them, because they're gonna patch it, because we found it for them. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Full of salt. It is 100% salty as shit.
This should be front page news on every single gaming website. Why is Mortal Kombat 1 such a huge failure compared to its contemporary? Why are we not holding them accountable? I don't get it. But again, I'm different than everybody else. I am. I think of things differently, while the entire FGC is all about the hype and gotta say everything's good, so that way you can get fucking clickbait views on your shit and everything. I gotta be honest, alright? That is absolutely positively a joke. That is that way, that it launched that way, that it's not even in competition with Street Fighter 6. I can't imagine. You know, being Ed Boon. But again, he must live in a bubble or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, it's gotta be like living in a fucking bubble. Because all you're listening to is the positive feedback from the game websites that don't even understand the game sucks. You know? I just don't get it, you know?
My angry old man rant has now ended, and now we can get back to regularly scheduled content here on the stream. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. I eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.